Hello everyone, and welcome to this video on how to introduce a random term function into your program. This will make it so that your robot turns for a random amount every time it hits a black line. It makes it less predictable and more challenging for your opponent to battle the bot. We're going to focus on this area of the program. In this area, when the number 1 right sensor hits a line, it goes backwards and turns. Then it checks the left sensor. If that sensor sees black, it also goes back and turn. But the key thing is it's always turning for the same amount of time, 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds. Let's introduce some randomness into this program. So along the bottom bar, you have what's called data operations. I want you to pick the one that has the dice. It's the random function. We're going to bring it up here right before the turn function. What the random number is doing is it's generating a number between 1 and 10. I actually don't want 1. I want 0.3 seconds to, let's say, 1.2 seconds. That's a nice randomness of the amount of turning that we're doing. So I can't actually put decimals in this. So I'm going to do 3 seconds to 12 seconds. Of course, that's way too much. You don't want your robot turning for 12 seconds. It'll go round, 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 round. So we need to divide that number by 10. So we take the math function and put it right next to it. We're going to feed this randomly generated number, which could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. And then we're going to divide that number by 10. That will yield 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1.0, 1.2. Those are the different number variations. And then we'll feed that number into the time slot. So now, instead of 0.5 seconds, every time the right sensor sees a line, it's going to move at a random turn. We can do the same with the 4 sensor. Again, bring in the dice. After you go backwards, go between 3 and 12. Then introduce a math function. We're going to divide the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 by 10, which will give us a decimal between 0.3 and 1.2. And then we feed that into our turn. Let's see how it works. In this video, you're going to see a robot moving the same way every single time it hits a wall. This makes the robot quite predictable. It also ends up with the robot just kind of following the same pattern, and it's easy for your opponent to predict where you're going to go and adapt accordingly. In this video, we have now set the turns to random. So when it hits the black line, sometimes it'll turn a lot. Sometimes it'll turn a lot again. Sometimes it'll only turn a little bit. This makes the robot very unpredictable, which can be an advantage. Thank you very much.